students, welcome to another session of this Kcet. In this session, we are dealing with vector algebra. So my name is Prakash Choudle, your mathematics mentor. So here is the first example. If I plus j minus k and vector 2i minus 3j plus k are adjacent sides of a parallelogram, then the lengths of diagonal are. Here you are asked lengths of diagonal. Consider this parallelogram with adjacent side vectors a and b. This is vector a and vector b. Then this diagonal is given by the vector that we know, it is vector a plus vector b. And another diagonal, this diagonal is given by vector a minus vector b, diagonal vector. We want lengths of the diagonal, means you have to find magnitude of these vectors, vector a plus vector b and magnitude of vector a minus vector b. Okay. Let us consider vector a equals to I plus j minus k and vector b equals to 2i minus 3j plus k. Add them. Adding, you will get vector a plus vector b. That gives you 3i minus 2j. K cancels. Okay. So what will you get? Its magnitude. Vector, magnitude of vector a plus b. Square root of 3 square plus 2 square, you will get square root of 13. Okay, 9 plus 4 is 13. Similarly, subtract once. So if you subtract, what will get? Check here. Vector a minus b. Change the sign. Okay, vector a minus b is I minus 2i. You will get minus i. J plus 3j, you will get 4j. And minus k minus 2k you will get. So therefore, magnitude of a minus b vector is square root of 1 square 4 square plus 2 square. Okay, so square of this minus 1 will be again 1 square only. So always will get positive terms. 1 plus 16 plus 4, you will get square root of 21. And check your answer, square root of 21 and square root of 13. So option fourth one is the correct one. So let's move on to next question. This. Look here. Here a space vector makes angles 150 degree and 60 degree with positive direction of x and y axis. The angle made by the vector with positive direction of z axis. Very simple. You must know the concept of direction cosines. You are given alpha, angle made by the space vector with x axis, means alpha is given 150 degree and beta is given 60 degree. Alpha means you can write it as pi minus 30 degree. Now you are asked gamma is how much? Okay, so gamma means angle made by the space vector with z axis. We know this very important relation, that is cos square alpha cos square beta plus cos square gamma is 1. That we know, sum of the squares of the direction cosines is always 1. So using this relation, you can calculate your gamma. So cos square alpha. What is cos alpha? Is pi minus 30 degree. So cos square pi minus 30. One can write directly what is cos of pi minus 30. It is cos square beta is 60 degree and cos square gamma equals to 1. Now cos of pi minus 30 is, that is cos of pi minus theta is minus cos theta, and being it square it becomes positive. In the later step I can write that. Cos 60 is 1 by 2. This is cos square gamma. Yes. So minus square is plus and cos of 30 is root 3 by 2 whole square plus 1 by 4 plus cos square gamma equals to 1. What will get? This will get 3 by 4 plus 1 by 4 plus cos square gamma equals to 1. So this you will get 3 by 4 plus 1 by 4 is 1 equals to cos square gamma. This implies cos square gamma is 1 minus 1, that is 0. So cos gamma is 0 and gamma is cos inverse of 0, that is pi by 2. So 90 degree is the correct option. So option first one is the correct one. Here is the question, CET 2006. If vector P is equals to I plus j and vector Q is equal to 4k minus j and vector R is equal to I plus k, then the unit vector which is in the direction of this, you are supposed to find unit vector in the direction of these vectors, sum of these vectors. So first you need to consider what is this. So first find this. Let us call A as vector 3p plus q minus vector 2r. 3 into p. So p means you have I plus j multiplied by 3. You will get, I will write 3i plus j, q is 4k minus j minus 2 into I plus k. Simplify it. 3i plus 3j plus 4k minus j minus 2i minus 2k. And what will get? On simplification, 3i minus 2i is I, 3j minus j is 2j, 4k minus 2k is 2k plus 2k. This is your vector A, means vector this. Now we want unit vector in this direction, means you want A cap. So therefore A cap is, as you all know, vector A by its magnitude. So I plus 2j plus 2k divided by its magnitude, means 1 square plus 2 square plus 2 square, you will get 9, and which is nothing but your I plus 2j plus 2k by 3 you will get. So I plus 2j plus 2k is the unit vector in this direction. Okay, so you can check your answer. So this is the correct option. So let's move on to next question. This, the direction cosines of the vector. See here, direction cosines of this vector is asked. So we know that See here, if OP is any space vector or position vector of point P, say xi, yj, zk, then the direction cosines of OP are given by x by square root of x square plus y square plus z square, and m is given by y by same thing, and n is given by z by same x square plus y square plus z square. So you are given space vector as 2i plus j minus 2k. Okay, so here 2i plus j minus 2k is given, so you can calculate. Therefore L is 2 divided by square root of 2 square plus 1 square plus 2 square. You will get 2 by 3 because you will get 9 here and 2 by 3. Quickly you can calculate m and n. So m is nothing but it's 1 divided by 3 and n is minus 2 by 3. So your direction cosines are, you can check your answer with your given options. Okay, so first one is the correct one. So let's move on to next interesting one, Kcet 2013. Look here, you are given vector A and vector B are perpendicular. Also you are given this vector A plus B is perpendicular to vector A plus m into vector B. Then m is how much? See here, whenever you are given two vectors are perpendicular, then the dot product is 0. Okay, so what it is given? Vector A perpendicular to vector B. So immediately you have to write their dot product is 0. And also you are given, look at this, vector A plus B is perpendicular to vector A plus m into vector B. So what does it imply then? By the condition of perpendicularity, this implies their dot product, vector A plus vector B dot vector A plus m into vector B must be 0. Okay, by the dot product. If dot product of two vectors is 0, then they are perpendicular, and conversely, if two vectors are perpendicular, then their dot product is 0. If you simplify this, you will get the value of m. Multiply this. Vector A dot vector A is, as we all know, it is magnitude of vector A square. Okay, dot product of two similar vectors is equal to square of its magnitude. Next, this into this, dot product of vector A and m into vector B. So m is a constant, I can write. You can write A dot B, or directly can write 0 because they are perpendicular. Now B dot A, and vector B into m into vector B is, m is constant, vector B into vector B is magnitude of vector B square equals to 0. And we know that A and B are perpendicular and their dot product is 0. So you directly write A dot B and B dot A are zeros. Okay, because they are perpendicular. So what we left with? Magnitude of A square plus m into magnitude of B square equals to 0. Okay, from this you can very easily calculate m. So what does it imply? Your m equal to, if you transfer this side, divided by, okay, it is minus out here, its magnitude of b square. So this is your correct answer. You can check your answer. Option 3 is the correct one. Okay, so this is the correct one. Let's move on to next. CET 2012. See here, you are given square of magnitude of A cross B vector plus square of vector A dot vector B equals to 144, and magnitude of A is 4 and magnitude of B is asked. So we have one important relation, this. Okay, remember this. So directly you can write according to that. Let me write that. So this is your result. You make use of this. So what it is given, the sum of these two is given as for 144. So this implies 144 equals to, and magnitude of A is given as 4 square into magnitude of B square is asked. So magnitude of B square is, it's a 144 by 16, and you can calculate magnitude of B as 12 by 4, and that is 3. So your option 3 is the correct one. Okay, so let's move on to next example. Here it was asked in the year 2010 AIEEE, if the vectors A equals to I minus j plus 2k, vector B is equal to 2i plus j plus k, and vector C is equal to lambda I plus j plus mu k are mutually orthogonal. Mutually orthogonal means mutually perpendicular vectors. Then you have to find the value of lambda and mu. Very simple. See here, vector A, B, C are mutually perpendicular means immediately you have to write their dot products 0. A and B are perpendicular, B and C are perpendicular to each other, and even A and C are perpendicular. Okay. Now see here, if you find the dot product of this A and B, they does not involve any lambda, and their dot product is going to be 0. Only you have to consider B and C and A and C. Okay, dot product of B and C, because they involve lambda and mu. So 2 into lambda, dot product of B and C you will get. This implies 2 lambda plus 4 plus 1 into mu, that is mu, equal to 0. Similarly, A dot C, A into dot product of with C. So lambda into 1 is lambda, plus that is minus j into this j. Coefficients are 1 and minus 1. So I can write it as minus 1. 2k into mu k, that is 2 mu you will get, equals to 0. Yes, now we need to solve these equations for lambda and mu, that is known to you. So consider 2 lambda plus mu equals to minus 4, lambda plus 2 mu equals to 1. Multiply to eliminate lambda, this by 1 and this by 2. So what will get? 2 lambda plus mu equals to minus 4. 2 lambda plus 4 mu equals to 2. Change the sign so as to eliminate lambda. Sign change made. Lambda cancels. you will get minus 3 mu 4, this mu minus 4 mu is minus 3 mu equals to minus 6, and mu you will get 2. Okay, so use one of the equation. Consider this lambda plus 2 mu equals to 1 and substitute your mu is 2, so lambda plus 4 it becomes equal to 1, lambda equal to minus 3 we get. So minus 3 and 2 are the values of lambda and mu. So minus 3 and 2. Check your answer. Fourth one is the correct one. Minus 3 is the value of lambda and mu is the value of, that's 2 is the value of mu. Here is another question asked in the year 2010 Comet K. If magnitude of vector A is 15 and magnitude of vector B is 12 and magnitude of vector A plus B is 20, then magnitude of vector A minus B is how much? So there is one important relation to be noted. Magnitude of vector A plus vector B its square plus magnitude of vector A minus vector B square is equals to 2 into magnitude of vector A square plus magnitude of vector B square. This must be known to you. Now you are given, this is given as magnitude of vector A plus B is given as 20 and its square is 400, and you are asked this. So as it is, 2 into magnitude of A is given as 15 and its square is 225, and magnitude of B is given 12 whose square is 144, and calculate this. This gives you magnitude of vector A minus vector B square is, this is 2 into 369 minus 400, and if you simplify this, you will get 388. So magnitude of A minus B square is this much, so we want magnitude of A minus B vector, so it is square root of 388, and check your answer. First one is the correct option. Okay, so let's move on to next question. Here is the question number 9. The projection of vector AB on vector CD is asked, where A, B, C, D are given. Now see here, you need to find what is vector AB and vector CD first. So let us call vector A as vector AB, and you know how to find vector AB, that is OB minus OA, and from the given coordinates you can find coordinates of B are 1 minus 1 minus 1, and coordinates of A are 4 minus 3 2. Subtract them, 1 minus 4 is minus 3, minus 1 it becomes minus of minus plus 3, that is 2 you will get, and minus 1 minus 2 will get minus 3. This is vector A. You may write in terms of ijk minus 3i plus 2j minus 3k. Similarly, find vector B. Vector B is your vector CD, and you can write it in the form of position vectors OD minus OC. That gives you, look here, Coordinates of D are 3, 3, 3. Coordinates of C are 2, 2, 2. One can write directly 1, 1, 1. So you will get 1, 1, 1, and you may write in the form of I plus J plus K for your understanding. Now we want projection of AB on CD. Therefore, we know this. Projection of vector A on vector B is given by vector A dot B by magnitude of vector B. So simply you can calculate this dot product of this and this. So what is the dot product of this? Sum of the product of the coefficients of I, J, K. Minus 3 into 1 minus 3. 2 into 1 2. Minus 3 into 1 minus 3 divided by magnitude of vector B is square root of 3 you will get. 1 square plus 1 square plus 1 square. So 3 cancels. 2 by root 3 is the projection. So check your answer. 2 by root 3. So very first is the correct option. So let's move on to next. This. The unit vector perpendicular to each of the vectors I plus 2j plus 3k and minus 3i minus 2j plus k. See here, unit vector which is perpendicular to each of the vectors means, suppose this is vector A and this is vector B, then the vector which is perpendicular to both A and B is this vector A cross B. A cross B is the vector. This is A cross B vector which is perpendicular to both vector A and vector B. Now we want the unit vector which is perpendicular to both A and B. Means you have to find unit vector in this direction. Means you need to find n cap. Okay, so geometrically A cross B. A cross B is the vector which is perpendicular to both vector A and vector B. So calculate this n cap. Before that you find what is A cross B. So vector A cross B is given by, it is determinant I, J, K, I, J, K, and second row is this 1, 2, 3 and minus 3, minus 2, 1. Minus 3, minus 2, 1. So find this I into, this is 2 plus 6 minus j into 1 plus 9 plus k into, you will get minus 2 plus 6. This gives you 8i minus 10j and plus 4k. This is your A cross B. So find n cap, that is unit vector which is perpendicular to both A and B, means unit vector in the direction of A cross B. This is 8i minus 10j plus 4k divided by square root of this 64 minus, that is 10 square is 100 plus 16, and that gives you 8i minus 10j plus 4k divided by 180 will get under root, and on simplification you will get 8i minus 10j plus 4k divided by square root of, that is 36 into 5 gives you 180. So I can write it as 6 root 5. So this is your unit vector which is perpendicular to both A and B. Here is the first question. The two vectors I plus j plus k and I plus 3j plus 5k represent the two sides vector AB and vector AC respectively of a triangle ABC. The length of the median through A is, the length of the median is asked. Okay, so options are here. Length is asked. First, let me tell you what do you mean by median of a triangle. In any triangle, if you take midpoint of any side, say suppose this is a triangle ABC, and consider midpoint of this ABC as say point P. Then the line joining this, the line joining from any vertex to midpoint of its opposite side is called median. Okay, so this is your median and you are asked length of this. So consider that the given two sides, adjacent side vectors, this AB is equal to vector I plus j plus k and vector AC as this. Okay, so now you are asked length of this. As we all know, the position vector of the midpoint of a line joining two points is given by this. Vector R is equal to vector A plus vector B by 2. This is the position vector of the midpoint of the line joining two points. So find this A plus B by 2. So when you add A and B, you will get I plus I 2I, J plus 3J 4J and K plus 5K 6K divided by 2. If we divide it by 2, ಏನಾಗುತ್ತೆ ನೋಡಿ, 2 ಇಂದ divide ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ I plus 2J plus 3K ಅಂತ ಬರುತ್ತೆ. Okay, so this is your R vector. So now we can find magnitude of this. That will be the length of this vector. Okay, or median you can say. So the median is the magnitude of this vector, that is root 14. Square root of 1 square plus 2 square plus 3 square equals to root 14. So answer D is the correct one. Okay, so conceptual based and it is on section formula. Yes. Let's move on to next. If A and B are unit vectors, listen, A and B are unit vector means immediately you should bring in your mind their magnitude is 1. And theta is the angle between vector A and vector B. Then sine theta by 2 is how much? Options are here. Yes. See here. You know this. Magnitude of vector A minus vector B square equals to magnitude of vector A square plus magnitude of vector B square minus 2 vector A dot B. Why I have used this vector A minus vector B? Maybe question in your mind. Okay, you will understand. Using this, you are given that A and B are unit vector means magnitude of A is 1, magnitude of B is 1. So 1 square is 1, so you will get 1 plus 1 minus this 2 into. Now look at this. Vector A dot B I have written as cos theta. Because what is cos theta? Cos theta is vector A dot vector B divided by magnitude of A into magnitude of B. So here magnitude of A and magnitude of B are 1. So this is equal to exactly cos theta. So 1 plus 1 is 2 minus 2 cos theta. From this you can take 2 common. So if you take 2 common, you will get 1 minus cos theta. And as we know that 1 minus cos is 2 sine square theta by 2. Okay. So that is the reason why I have taken minus here. If you would have asked cos theta by 2, here you take vector A plus vector B whole square as here it comes plus. Okay. Yes. Now you need to write 1 minus cos as 2 sine square theta by 2. So here it is that 1 minus cos theta, and 1 minus cos theta is written as 2 sine square theta by 2. Now 2 into 2, 4 you will get. So sine square theta I can write it as magnitude of vector A minus vector B whole square by this 4 comes down. Now we want sine theta. So taking square root on both sides. So sine theta by 2 is this. Magnitude of vector A minus B divided by 2. Okay, square cancels. So this is your required result, and option C is the correct one. See here, if you are asked cos theta by 2, here is the question for your practice. If vector A and vector B are unit vectors and theta is the angle between A and B, then cos theta by 2. So your option will be this in that case, because you need to consider square of this, magnitude of vector A plus vector B whole square you have to consider and do it. Okay, so this is for your practice, and don't forget to solve. Yes, option is this. Let's move on to next. If magnitude of vector A cross B whole square plus magnitude of A dot B square equals to 144 and magnitude of A is 6, then magnitude of B is how much? This relation is very important relation, because I found it was asked almost in every year. Okay, based on this. So options are here, not to bother about the options. Now there is one important relation to be noted. See here, square of this A cross B whole square is magnitude of A cross B square can be written as magnitude of A square into magnitude of B square into sine square theta. Why? Because you know the cross product A cross B is how much? Magnitude of A, magnitude of B into sine theta into n cap. If you take magnitude, the magnitude of n cap is 1, so you left with only this. Okay, so on squaring you left with this. Similarly, vector A dot B is known to us, that is magnitude of A, magnitude of B into cos theta, and you are taking magnitude, so you will get this. This must be known to you. Now adding this, okay, on adding these you will get this, because this will be common and sine square plus cos square is 1. So this relation must be known to you. Okay, magnitude of A cross B square plus magnitude of A dot B square is always equals to magnitude of A square into magnitude of B square. Okay, this is all not necessary. Only you have to remember this relation. Every year you will find such question. Now you are given this as 144. So directly substitute this as 144. And this is magnitude of A is given as 6 and whose square is 36. And this magnitude of B square as it is. So simple, you can solve for magnitude of B. So 144 by 36 equals to magnitude of B square. When you divide 144 by 36, you will get 4. So magnitude of B square is 4, and which is magnitude of B is 2. So option C is the correct one. But you have to remember this result, so you can perform directly. Next, if the vectors 2i minus 3j plus 4k and 2i plus j minus k and lambda a minus j plus 2k are coplanar, then the value of lambda is how much? Actually, this is deleted from your recent syllabus. So anyhow, remember this. If three vectors are coplanar means if they are on the same plane, then the value of this determinant is equals to 0. That you learn in 3-dimensional geometry also. Okay, so right now you remember, if three vectors are coplanar, then determinant is 0. So substitute the coefficients 2 minus 3 4, 2 1 minus 1 and lambda minus 1 2 and equate it to 0. Solve it for lambda, you will get, okay, expanding along third row I have done. If you solve it, you will get lambda as 6. Okay, so option A is the correct one. So but right now this is deleted from the syllabus. Yes. Let's move on to Kcet 2019 question paper. If determinant, that's if magnitude of here is if magnitude of vector A is equals to 16 and magnitude of B is equals to 4, then the value of square root of this is how much? Options are here, and as I mentioned earlier, the value of this is equal to magnitude of A square into magnitude of B square. Okay, so that I proved in the last problem. Now you are given magnitude of A 16, magnitude of B is 4. So substitute here. So what will get? 16 square into 4 square. So 16 square into 4 square, you can calculate 16 square under root is 16, 4 square under root is 4. Calculate this. Answer is 64. So D is the correct one. So better you remember this. Yes. Let's move on to next. The angle between vector A and vector B is 2 pi by 3 and the projection of vector A in the direction of vector B is minus 2. Then magnitude of vector A is how much? See here, projection must be known to you, means formula for projection of vector A on vector B. Options are here. Look at this. Projection of vector A on vector B is given by this. This is known to everyone. Vector A dot vector B by magnitude of vector B. Now see here, you are given angle between vector A and vector B as 2 pi by 3. Okay. So you make some arrangement here. Try to convert this in terms of cos, because we know that cos theta is how much? Vector A dot vector B by magnitude of A into magnitude of B. So I multiply and divide by magnitude of vector A so as to convert it into cos theta. And this side, projection of vector A on vector B is given. How much? Minus 2. So this projection is given as minus 2. And here I am multiplying to the right side magnitude of vector A and dividing by the same. Now this turns into cos theta. Okay. So minus 2 equals to magnitude of A into this is your cos theta. Yes. And your theta is given 2 pi by 3. So cos of 2 pi by 3. From here onwards, you can find the value of magnitude of A, just finding the value of cos 2 pi by 3. So let us find cos 2 pi by 3. So if you know, you can write directly, otherwise convert into allied angles. So 2 pi by 3 can be written as pi minus pi by 3, and cos of pi minus theta is minus cos theta. So it is minus cos pi by 3. Now substitute the value of cos pi by 3, it is minus of 1 by 2. Now minus minus cancels, transfer to this side. So magnitude of A is 4 you will get. Option A is the correct one. Let's move on to next. This is 2018 question, but actually 2 more questions were asked in 2019, but now they are out of syllabus, so I am ignoring them. So if magnitude of A cross B square plus magnitude of A dot B square equal to 144 and magnitude of A equals to 4 and magnitude of B is how much? I told you how important this relation is, because we find in every year, 3 consecutive years, question will be asked on this. So pause the video and try and check your answer. Yes. Look here. This is given as 144 and this is magnitude of A is 4 given and 4 square is 16 and magnitude of B square as it is. So bring this 16 this side. So 144 by 16 equals to magnitude of B square. Solve it. You will get 16 nines and magnitude of B is you will get 3. So option C is the correct one. Yes, let's move on to next. If vector A and vector B are mutually perpendicular unit vectors, then the value of this dot product is how much? Listen carefully. Vector A and B are mutually perpendicular. Mutually perpendicular means their dot product is 0. Immediately you have to write A dot B equal to 0. Also they are unit vectors, means their magnitude is 1. So making use of this concept, you have to solve this. Yes, options are here. So multiply this. Okay. So how will you multiply? 3 into 5, 15 magnitude of A square, because vector A dot vector A is magnitude of vector A square. 3 into minus 6, that's minus 18, and you will get vector A dot B. You can directly write it is 0 because A and B are mutually perpendicular, so their dot product is 0. One can write directly, but I am expanding it to make you understand better. Now 2 into 5 is 10 and vector B dot vector A. Similarly 2 into minus 6, that's minus 12. Vector B dot vector B is magnitude of vector B square. And as I said, A and B are mutually perpendicular, so this product is 0. A dot B and B dot A is 0. So you left with this. As I said earlier, A dot B is 0. So this becomes 0, this becomes 0. And you left with 12 minus, that's 15 minus 12. Because A and B are unit vectors, their magnitude is 1. So 15 minus 12 is 3. So option B is the correct one. So simple ಇದೆ ನೋಡಿ. So all is based on concepts. Mutually perpendicular ಅಂದ ತಕ್ಷಣನೇ ಅಥವಾ ಆರ್ಥೋಗೋನಲ್ ಅಂದ್ರೇನೆ their dot product is 0 ಅಂತ. Yes. Here is one more question 2018. If vector A equals to I plus lambda j plus 2k and vector B is mu I plus j minus k are orthogonal and magnitude of A equals to vector magnitude of B, then the value of lambda and mu are how much? Again ನೋಡಿ, A and B are orthogonal ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ. Orthogonal ಅಂದ ತಕ್ಷಣನೇ their dot product is 0 ಅಂತ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಮನಸ್ಸಲ್ಲಿ ಬರಬೇಕು. Okay, so options are here. Here A and B are orthogonal ಇರೋದ್ರಿಂದ immediately you can write their dot product is 0. So dot product ಮಾಡಿ ಈಗ. Dot product means dot product of this and this. And you know how to find dot product? Sum of the product of the coefficients of I, j, k. So 1 into mu plus lambda into 1, 2 into minus 1, this. So this is your dot product. So from this, mu plus lambda equal to 2, you will get one equation. Let us consider second condition, that is, you are given magnitude of vector A equals to magnitude of B. For my simplicity, I take square on both sides. So magnitude of A square equals to magnitude of B square, and you know magnitude of A square means it is 1 plus lambda square plus B, and magnitude of vector B, its square is mu square plus 1 plus 1. So lambda square minus mu square to the left and to the right. If 1 plus 4 5 ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. If 5 ಅನ್ನು ಈ ಕಡೆ ಕಳಿಸಿದ್ರೆ 2 minus 5 is minus 3. And we know that A square minus B square is A plus B, A minus B. So I can write lambda plus mu, lambda minus mu, and lambda plus mu is known to you, that is 2 here from equation 1. So substitute ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ you will get 2 into lambda minus mu equal to minus 3, and from this lambda minus mu equal to minus 3 by 2. So equation 2. So ಬೇಕಂದ್ರೆ ನೀವು ಇದನ್ನ 1 and 2 solve ಮಾಡಿ, ಇಲ್ಲಾಂದ್ರೆ just by inspection. ನೋಡಿ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಏನಿದೆ, ಲ್ಯಾಂಬ್ಡಾ ಪ್ಲಸ್ ಮ್ಯೂ ಅಂದ್ರೆ 2 ಆಗಬೇಕು, ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅಡಿಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ 2 ಆಗಬೇಕು, ಸಬ್ಟ್ರಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ minus 3 by 2 ಆಗಬೇಕಂತ. ಸೊ ಚೆಕ್ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಹಿಯರ್. ಓಕೆ ನೋಡಿ, ಸಬ್ಟ್ರಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿದಾಗ ಮೈನಸ್ ಆಗಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ನಂಬರ್ ಏನಿರಬೇಕು, ಲಾರ್ಜ್ ಆಗಿರಬೇಕು. ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್ ಇಸ್ ದಿ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್. ನೀವು ಇನ್ಸ್ಪೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು ನೋಡಿ. 1/4 ಪ್ಲಸ್ 7/4 ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇದು ಆಡ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ 8/4 ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. 8/4 is 2 ಅಂತ. ಸೊ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್. ಸಬ್ಟ್ರಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ 1 minus 7 is minus 3, minus 6, minus 6/4 ಅಂತಂದ್ರೆ minus 3/2. ಸೊ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಒನ್ ಇಸ್ ದಿ ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಒನ್ ಅಂತ ಈ ತರ ವೆರಿಫೈ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ಸೊ ಇಷ್ಟು ನೀವು ವೆಕ್ಟರ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಬೇಕು. ಸೊ ಥ್ಯಾಂಕ್ಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ವಾಚಿಂಗ್. ಮುಂದಿನ ಸೆಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮತ್ತಷ್ಟು ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ಸ್ ಒಂದಿಗೆ ಸಿಗುವ. ಸೊ ವೆಕ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಏನೇ ಡೌಟ್ ಇದ್ರು ಪ್ಲೇ ಲಿಸ್ಟ್ ಇದೆ, ಪ್ಲೇ ಲಿಸ್ಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ಇನ್ನಷ್ಟು ಎಕ್ಸ್ಪ್ಲೋರ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ಸೊ ಮುಂದಿನ ಸೆಷನ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮತ್ತೆ ಸಿಗುವ. ಟಿಲ್ ದೆನ್ ಟೇಕ್ ಕೇರ್ ಅಂಡ್ ಬಾಯ್.